Right, let's get back. So let's make the boots today. So this is the way I do it. It's an easy way. You can make them separately, but I want to show you the easiest way for lazy bastards like me. So you just duplicate the initial mess, and you just break a loop like we did before with the sleeves, and you just make it a little bit larger, and there you go, you have a boot. And it's already rigged to the armature because you duplicated the mess that is rigged to the armature. You delete the rest of the mess and you have a boot. Now you can shape it around, make it like you want. This is up to you, but basically you can have a boot pretty much instantly out of the mesh you already have, which is pretty cool. Alright, so let's try and make it look more like a boot and less like a sock. Just shape it around, see what suits you. Alright. Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit better. I mean, it's difficult to make plain boots because they don't have any detail. But yeah. So now we're gonna make it a little bit thicker so we can print. Do it all together, or the smartest thing is to do it in two pieces, like here. Just so you don't have interfering vertices. And there you go, the boot is ready. You don't need anything else. Now I'm going to delete the foot inside so when we move it, it doesn't poke through. And then just select all the loop, press F to fill the gap so it can print. And there you go. Just duplicate the boot, mirror the deleted foot, and there you go. Now we have to remove the armature from this boot because it's binded to the other leg, and then reparent it with automatic weights to the rig. So there you go. You see it's a little bit iffy, but it doesn't matter. We don't want it for animation, for a game or long animation, so we're just gonna pose it and fix it. Alright, that's that done. Let's start adding some detail to the jacket. So let's remove the parts of the arm that are not going to be visible. No reason to have extra geometry. There we go, that's cleaner. Flat. Filled, sorry. So it can print. Cool, now let's cut the sleeve. With the loop cut and the break, it's probably not gonna work because we have geometry on the inside as well. So we're gonna do it a different way. We're gonna select all the outbound faces. Okay. Let's do it again. Only the outside faces. Delete them, and then select the faces that remain. Just you need to just roll around. It's gonna take a second. Hide the body so we can see better. Alright, so we delete the outside faces, select now the inside faces, delete those, and then we just are going to fill the gap pretty simply. We just select two opposite faces, make sure they're the same by selecting those that are adjacent to the blue line. So select face, and then just click F to fill, and then select the edge and just keep on spamming F until it goes around and completes the whole thing. It just does it on its own. And there you go, you have a cut sleeve now. Everything looks perfect. Okay, let's make sure it works. It works fine. Now let's make a backup save because we don't want to ruin the jacket and then not have a backup save. So we're gonna keep on level 2 here. So let's make the pants. Similar idea. Making this flat will not work. It's too stretched. So we're just gonna separate it, and we're gonna fix it with sculpting later. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of the ankles there. Just make it a little bit larger. Alright, now that's that done, we need to remove this extra ankles that are left, the calves that are left from the previous cut we did for the boots. So let's remove those. Just select all and delete. Select loop and fill the body so that it can print. Select fill the pants so it can fill. Same for the what do you call it? For the legs of the trouser. Okay, now with sculpting, I'm going to drag it down and push it inside the boot like it's tucked in. Go around, make it look like it's tucked in. There we go, that looks pretty good. For now, it looks okay. Alright, so now we have pants. It's pretty much that simple. What can we do here? There's loose geometry. Let's delete that. Alright, unhide the jacket and make it. Let's make the jacket look better now. After we add some pockets, because you can't go wrong with some pockets. They might not look very good, but trust me, in the end it's gonna look good. Okay, just some general cloth dents and folds so that it looks a little bit better until we add a lot of detail. So just make sure it looks a little bit like cloth or leather in this case, pretty much the same. Just with leather you want a little bit rougher edges and more folds in the joints. Okay, always remember to do this with mirror on so you don't have to do it twice. Work smart. Okay, this looks acceptable right now. Let's make the jacket look better. Okay, so we need to fix that problem with we don't want it to move when the leg moves, because the jacket should not move when you move your leg. So let's just spread it out so it's outside the pants, nice and well. And then we're gonna go to weight painting and manually stop it from moving. So we're gonna select the bones, the thigh bones, the right and the left one. We're gonna select from the brushes the subtract, and paint away the weight so that it doesn't move. So pretty good. Now I'm gonna add these little loops that these jackets have for a belt. Now technically we're not gonna use them because in the movie he has the belt on top of those. It's like a different belt that goes on top of the jacket, but the jacket should still have those if we want it to be accurate. So just extrude a couple of rectangles and then we're gonna smooth it out a little bit and it's gonna look good. At the size that we're gonna print it, it's gonna look good regardless. No need to stress about this anymore. Okay, just a little bit of detail. Now, what should we do now? Let's see. Okay, so let's get the picture in so we can pose him before we add more detail, because it's gonna be harder if we do it before the posing. So let's make sure this pose looks as good as possible. I chose this pose from one of the stills from the movie. Looks pretty badass. Okay, so this is gonna take a little bit of time. Just work with it until it's done. Okay, now that we're done with the posing mostly, let's just fix the jacket, make it look a little bit more natural, make it a little bit more opened up. This geometry sucks a little bit. Just smooth it out, drag it. We're gonna hide it with a zipper later, but yeah. Okay, just open it up a little bit. Cool. And just overall try and make the jacket fit like it would naturally fit on a human. Okay. Yeah, this looks acceptable, I think. Let's add the belt. the bigger belt that goes over the jacket. Now I have been told there's a smarter way to do this, but I prefer this way because it's more manual and you get it exactly where you want it. And just mirror it, get it on the other side, and then we're gonna work on the belt buckle and the other side that goes inside the belt buckle. So let's make the belt buckle now. You could do it with a cylinder, but I prefer getting squares and making them like this shape. So when you subdivide it, looks like a cylinder anyway, but the cubes have way better geometry for sculpting in general. Just I avoid cylinders where I can. Their geometry sucks. Okay, so nice little thing here. Let's make 2 loops. So for the, what do you call it? The pins? The pins? Probably pins that go inside the belt. Okay, just make this, make them smaller, extrude them again. Okay, take a little part there and extrude it out, make it look like a pin for a belt buckle. There we go, it's ready. Size it up, put it there, and then take the other side, loop it through, just finesse it till it looks good. And there you go, belt's done. At least the basic geometry is done. And all we need to do now is just bevel, subdivide, and it will look pretty much finished. I like making these accessories because they're nice and fast, but they look pretty good. Like, there you go, that's it, you don't need much more. We're gonna add the holes for the belt in a second. Okay, just make sure the jacket looks like it's being tucked in, like compressed by the belt. Make it look more realistic and dynamic. And yeah, this is pretty much where the fun begins. We start making the thing look realistic and adding detail. Till now it was the busy work. Now it's the fun part. Yeah, so let's add some rudimental creases where the jacket bends and folds. We're gonna make them more acute later, but now we're just gonna add them for reference and like to get the basic shape right. Don't worry about the body showing from inside. We'll just make it smaller in a second. There we go. Okay. Make the sleeve longer to cover the base of the hand, of the wrist. Make it fit, make it look a little bit better. And once we add the creases, it's gonna look pretty awesome. Now let's make the cutoff sleeve a little bit more like cut off, realistically cut off. There we go. Looks like it was a bit torn or cut up. We don't know why it's cut, but it is cut. So I'm gonna do the best I can. Make it look like it's real leather that has been cut. Okay. So I'm gonna go around the jacket now and add more creases and make it look more realistic. And I'll catch you guys in a second. Okay, time for some shoulder pad action. Let's start with the pad that the shoulder pad rests on. Just get the basic shape right. It sits about there. Alright, and let's wrap it around to the front. Okay, make it look like it makes a natural curve as much as possible. Like, you don't want it to be identical when you're working with just the geometry, but get the basic shape right and then sculpting is going to be easier. So yeah, now it looks like a natural curve, so we can extrude it. Yeah, let's get it a little bit out there. Okay, so now we can extrude it downwards, make it thicker, so like it looks like a pad, and we can start working with it. Okay, make sure it looks the same on all sides. Subdivide, bevel, and let's add a little crease at the edge. Now already looks better. Add where the sewn in material would be. Smooth it out. Barely shows, but whatever. We know it's there. Okay, let's go for the pad. Now it's basically like a banana shape pad, classic hockey style thing from that time period. I'm just gonna eyeball it with the image behind. Out in the reference, it's gonna look. I'm gonna get it to look pretty close. Let's see if I can do it. Let's add the curve on this axis. Let's add it on this axis as well. Okay, pretty good. Yeah, I think it looks like that in the movie, don't you think? Yeah, I think it looks around, something like that. And it has a little cutout too. Maybe one more vertex. Yeah, maybe one more. Yeah, definitely one more. So we're gonna extrude the vertex and then just select all the lines and fill. Okay, so making the shoulder pad pretty good. Let's make it wrap around. Gotta say, I think I made it look pretty close to the real thing. Extrude it down. Let's add a loop here, and yeah, that looks better. Okay, now subdivided bevel pretty much looks identical, and just give me a second. I'm gonna add the detail, and it's gonna look identical. Man, they're gonna hire me for the prop department in the next Mad Max movie. I'm telling you. Alright, so it has a couple of bumps and a strap going through here, if I remember, and another bump on the back. So let's just add it and then smooth it out. Add a little more, smooth it out. Because I think the pad is covered in like a soft material above the plastic. Okay, so we're gonna add the strap in here. Let's make a little crease for the strap to go in. We might need to subdivide one more time. I'll see it in a second. Okay. Let's add the strap. Simple cube. Make a little line. You know the drill. There we go. There's a strap for you. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna need one subdivision more, I think, because it looks pixelated. Okay, now it looks a little bit better. Okay, yeah, there we go. That is the shoulder pad. We're gonna add some detail later, but for now, I think we're good. Yeah, let's just put it in position a little bit more. Right. Okay, let's add the pins. Just keep it as simple as possible. Cylinder, extrude one side, make it a little bit smaller. There you go, you have a pin. Now we're gonna go add some creases and bumps, make it look like it's pushing in the fabric as it's being bolted on the jacket. Just little things like that. Make your clothes and your jackets and your leathers and whatever you're doing, even metal, they make them look more realistic, and suddenly you have something that looks pretty good from just simple geometry like a square and a rectangle. It's pretty cool. Already this looks like it's real leather or real cloth. Okay, let's make the jacket look even better now. Add more creases. Okay, smooth that out. Okay, so you make creases and then you add more bumps over those creases, and it creates this effect like it's actually leather. Then we select the pinch tool and just go over the lines by holding down left mouse button. It'll drag it up and make it look like a more acute edge. Okay, this already looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Like that Obama meme, putting metal on myself. But it looks good. It looks pretty good. It's workable. Okay, make another save, just in case, you never know. You can never have enough backup saves. Like, never enough. Alright, let's make the zipper now. We're gonna make the tooth of the zipper. We're gonna duplicate it and put it like this, like make a couple of binds, and then we're gonna put array modifier, which basically duplicates it but has it as a modifier as many times as you want, and then add a curve modifier. We add the bezier, and we on the curve modifier we select the bezier as the object of reference. Now when we move the bezier, it's gonna actually like bend and move the zipper into position. So all we have to do now is just trace where the zipper would be on the jacket with the bezier, extrude only the bezier on edit mode, extrude the bezier and trace where the jacket would be, where the zipper would be on the jacket, and then just go to the array modifier and add as many times the geometry you need to cover the whole distance. Now here I goofed and it's over upside down, so we're gonna rotate it on the axis 180 degrees, put it back, and it should be good. There we go. So it just fills it up. If it's not perfect, just keep on moving the bezier on edit mode till you get it just right. If you can't see the edit mode, just the bezier, because it's hidden by the geometry, just either select it from the right side reference or hit the X-ray on the top right so we can see through the geometry and pick it up like this. Okay, so make it look like the zipper would be. Don't make it too small or too large, just somewhere in between, because if you make it too small, it's not gonna show when you print it, and it's a waste of time. Okay, so now we delete the left side to make the zipper on the right side, which is not zipped. And now just trace it along the flap. It's probably not gonna rotate properly, so I'm gonna duplicate the whole array thing like a couple of times to make it look, well, yeah, because see, now it should be rotated on the outside and it's not easy to fix that. So we're just gonna make smaller arrays and just duplicate them and put them in place until we're happy. Let's go ahead and add a little pocket since we're at it. Just make the jacket pop out a little bit more. Just a little pocket here, nothing fancy, just a zipper. And we're gonna sculpt the jacket a little bit to make it look like it's the leather covers the edges of the zipper. And that's pretty much it. Okay, finally let's add the holes on the belt. It looks pretty bad with the crease. Yeah, let's just undo this and just extrude inwards and just size it smaller. There we go. And then we're gonna smooth it over the already like acute geometry, the edges. Just tone down the smoothness. There we go. Perfect. All right. That's it for now. The jacket is almost completely finished, I think. So join me next time for the rest of the details and accessories, and probably it's gonna be 2 more parts until we're completely finished with him and we can move on something else. So thanks for watching. Bye.